Imagine this: you open your hand and inside you see six simple-looking pennies. But don't be fooled, these are not just ordinary coins. These are historic United States Lincoln pennies, including 3 classic Lincoln wheat cents and 3 Lincoln Memorial cents, all preserved in very fine, collectible condition at first glance. They may look small and common, but in the world of coin collecting, these pennies can hold surprising secrets. Rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade conditions can turn everyday coins into treasures worth serious money today. We are going to uncover the beauty, history, and hidden value behind these 6 incredible USA pennies. Coins that could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Let's get started. Coin number 1. The year 1959 was extremely important in American coin history because it marked the very first year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. Before 1959, Lincoln cents featured the famous wheat ears design on the back. But to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the United States Mint introduced a completely new reverse showing the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Millions of Americans immediately noticed the change, and collectors rushed to save the new pennies. Coins produced at the Denver Mint carried the small D mint mark beneath the date, creating the famous 1959 D Lincoln Memorial cent that collectors still search for today. Even though the Denver Mint produced a massive number of these pennies, truly valuable examples are surprisingly difficult to find. Most circulated heavily through stores, banks, vending machines, and cash registers during the 1960s and 1970s. Coins found in old condition today usually show scratches, faded color, weak details, and years of wear. However, collectors know that even worn coins can become extremely valuable if they contain rare minting errors, unusual varieties, or unique historical characteristics that separate them from ordinary examples. One reason collectors love the 1959 cent is because it represents the beginning of a brand new era in American coinage. The obverse still featured Victor David Brenner's legendary portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909, but the reverse dramatically changed American penny history forever. The image of the Lincoln Memorial became one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. Inside the memorial, tiny details even show a miniature image of Lincoln seated in his famous statue. An incredible artistic achievement for such a small coin. The composition of the 1959 Lincoln Memorial cent also adds to its historical importance. These pennies were made primarily from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them a rich reddish appearance when freshly minted. Over decades, many coins toned into brown or dark chocolate colors due to oxidation and circulation. Collectors categorize these coins as red, red-brown, or brown, depending on how much original mint color remains. Fully red examples in high-grade condition are especially desirable because they are much harder to find after more than 60 years. When discussing market value, condition becomes everything. An old circulated 1959 penny may only sell for a few cents or a few dollars, but uncirculated examples with strong luster and sharp details can command far higher prices. Coins graded Mint State 66 or Mint State 67 by professional grading companies have sold for hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars. The rarest superb gem examples with flawless surfaces are the coins that create excitement at major auctions and inspire collectors to search through rolls of pennies, hoping to discover an overlooked treasure. Error coins from 1959 are another reason this penny attracts enormous attention. Some collectors hunt for repunched mint marks, die cracks, off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or coins struck on incorrect metal blanks. These minting mistakes occurred during production at the Denver Mint and can dramatically increase a coin's value. A dramatic error visible to the naked eye may transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into a collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and demand. Among the most legendary stories connected to the 1959 Lincoln cent series is the mysterious 1959 wheat penny. Although experts continue debating its authenticity, rumors of a 1959 penny accidentally struck with the older wheat reverse design created one of the greatest mysteries in modern American numismatics. If a genuine example were ever fully authenticated beyond doubt, its value could potentially reach enormous levels, possibly into the hundreds of thousands or even millions, because no official wheat cents were supposed to exist. After 1958, collectors also examined these pennies carefully for strong strike quality. Some 1959 cents display weak lettering or incomplete details because dies became worn during high-speed production. Sharply struck examples with bold lines in Lincoln's hair and strong details on the memorial are much more desirable. Even subtle differences in strike quality can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a premium collectible sought by advanced numismatists. Another fascinating aspect of the 1950 Lincoln cent is its connection to everyday American life during the late 1950s. This was the era of classic automobiles, black and white television, diners, jukeboxes, and the beginning of the space race. These pennies traveled through the hands of millions of Americans buying groceries, gasoline, candy, and newspapers. Every scratch and mark on an old circulated coin tells a story of decades spent moving through American history today. Many people still discover valuable Lincoln cents hidden in old jars, bank rolls, estate collections, and forgotten drawers. Coin roll hunters carefully inspect thousands of pennies, hoping to uncover rare varieties or exceptionally preserved examples. Sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight because most people never examine their old coins closely. A magnifying glass, good lighting, and knowledge of rare features can completely change the value of a seemingly ordinary penny. Professional grading companies, such as PCGS and NGC, play a huge role in determining market value. Coins authenticated and graded by these companies gain credibility among collectors and investors. A certified high-grade 1950 Lincoln cent with beautiful original red color can achieve impressive auction prices, especially if population reports show very few examples surviving in top condition. Collectors compete aggressively for these elite quality coins because they are becoming harder to locate every year. The popularity of Lincoln cents has remained strong for generations because Abraham Lincoln is one of the most respected figures in American history. His image on the cent symbolizes honesty, leadership, and national unity. The Lincoln Memorial reverse added even more patriotic symbolism, making the 1950 penny a miniature piece of American heritage. For many collectors, these coins represent both history and the thrill of treasure hunting at the same time. Some rare 1950 Lincoln cents with dramatic errors or extraordinary preservation have reached astonishing values at auction. While ordinary circulated examples are common, elite condition coins with rare characteristics can sell for thousands of dollars. Stories of hidden coin treasures continue inspiring people worldwide to check their spare change carefully. The possibility of discovering an overlooked rarity keeps excitement alive throughout the coin collecting community, so before you spend another old penny, take a closer look at the date and mint mark. That worn 1950 Lincoln Memorial cent sitting quietly in a jar or pocket could hold surprising value. Whether it is a rare mint error, a beautifully preserved uncirculated example, or simply a historic first-year issue, this tiny copper coin continues capturing the imagination of collectors everywhere. In the world of rare coins, even a single cent can become a priceless piece of American history, and a treasure worth far more than its face value. Next up, coin number 2. The 1971 Lincoln Memorial cent was produced during an important period in American coin history. This coin features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front side, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. Millions of Americans used these coins every day for buying candy, newspapers, and groceries. Because so many were produced, most people assume the coin has little value. However, collectors know that certain rare conditions and minting mistakes can transform an ordinary cent into a highly valuable collectible. One of the most interesting facts about the 1971 penny is the absence of a mint mark on coins struck in Philadelphia. During that era, Philadelphia cents typically carried no mint mark, while coins from Denver displayed a D mint mark. Although billions were minted, collectors carefully inspect these coins because rare varieties and high-grade examples can still be worth substantial amounts of money. An uncirculated coin with strong luster, sharp details, and minimal marks may attract serious collector attention at auctions. The composition of the 1971 Lincoln Memorial cent also makes it historically significant. The coin was struck from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a rich reddish appearance that collectors love. Later pennies switched to mostly zinc composition, making older copper cents increasingly desirable. Many collectors enjoy stacking and preserving copper pennies because they represent a different era of American coinage. The weight, color, and metallic shine of the 1971 cent help distinguish it from modern coins. Some 1971 Lincoln cents have become famous because of rare minting errors. Error coins are created when something unusual happens during the manufacturing process at the mint. These mistakes can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and dramatic misalignments. A doubled die error occurs when parts of the design appear doubled because of a mistake during die creation. Collectors pay enormous premiums for major visible doubling, especially on the date or lettering. One of the most exciting discoveries for collectors is finding a 1971 penny with a dramatic off-center strike. In these rare cases, the blank coin planchet was not properly aligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin can become. Some off-center examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. These unusual mint errors turn ordinary pennies into fascinating collector pieces. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of a 1971 Lincoln Memorial cent. A heavily circulated penny may only be worth a few cents above face value, while an uncirculated example graded at the highest levels can sell for impressive amounts. Professional grading companies examine coins under magnification and assign numerical grades based on preservation and visual appeal. Coins with blazing red surfaces are especially desirable because copper naturally darkens over time. Collectors often search for red designation coins, which retain most of their original mint color. A 1971 Lincoln cent graded M-67 red can bring substantial prices at auction because such pristine examples are difficult to find. Tiny scratches, bag marks, or discoloration can dramatically reduce value. This is why serious collectors carefully store their coins in protective holders to preserve their condition for future generations. The history behind the Lincoln Memorial Cent series adds another layer of fascination. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Lincoln's birth. It became the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature a real historical figure. By 1971, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design had already become deeply familiar to Americans. These pennies circulated during a time of major social, political, and economic changes in the United States. Many collectors dream of discovering a rare transitional error or experimental strike among old pennies. Although extremely rare, certain mint mistakes involving incorrect metal compositions or unusual die pairings can make a coin extraordinarily valuable. Stories of ordinary people finding rare coins in pocket change continue inspiring treasure hunters worldwide. Some collectors spend years searching through bank rolls, hoping to uncover a hidden gem worth. Life-changing money auction records prove that even common-looking pennies can achieve remarkable prices when rarity and condition combine perfectly. Exceptional 1971 Lincoln cents with rare errors or superb grades have sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. While claims of millions of dollars are usually exaggerated online, the possibility of finding a highly valuable example keeps excitement alive in the coin collecting community. Knowledge and careful inspection are the keys to identifying truly valuable coins. The design details of the 1971 penny are another reason collectors admire this coin. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln faces right with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The date 1971 appears clearly beneath the portrait. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial with the denomination 1 cent and United States of America. Tiny details inside the memorial can even reveal Lincoln's statue seated between the columns. When viewed closely, counterfeit and altered coins are also a concern in today's coin market. Some dishonest sellers attempt to modify ordinary coins to imitate rare varieties. Collectors are encouraged to study genuine examples carefully and seek professional authentication before making expensive purchases. Trusted grading services help protect buyers by certifying authenticity and condition. Education remains one of the most powerful tools in coin collecting. The popularity of coin collecting continues growing through online communities, social media, and channels dedicated to rare coins. Videos about valuable pennies attract millions of views because viewers love the idea of discovering hidden treasure in everyday change. The 1971 Lincoln Memorial cent remains a favorite topic because it combines American history, collectible appeal, and the thrill of possible rare errors. Many beginners start their collecting journey with Lincoln cents because they are affordable and easy to find for anyone searching through old jars or inherited coin collections. The 1971 no-mint mark penny deserves a closer look. Important things to check include strong doubling, unusual coloration, off-center strikes, missing letters, die cracks, and overall condition. Even if most examples are common, the excitement comes from the possibility that one rare coin could stand out from the rest. Coin collecting blends history, detective work, and treasure hunting into one fascinating hobby. The story of the 1971 Lincoln Memorial cent reminds us that even the smallest coin can carry tremendous historical and collectible significance. From its connection to President Abraham Lincoln to the possibility of rare mint errors worth thousands of dollars, This humble penny continues captivating collectors around the world. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or a beginner checking pocket change for the first time, the hunt for rare coins never loses its excitement. The next valuable penny could already be waiting in your collection, hidden in plain sight and ready to reveal its incredible story next up. Coin number 3. The 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln cent belongs to the famous Lincoln Memorial Series, first introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The front of the coin features the legendary portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. These coins became one of the most recognized pieces of American currency ever produced. In 1973, the United States Mint struck billions of pennies, but the Philadelphia Mint did not place a mint mark on its coins during that era, making the absence of a mint mark completely normal. However, collectors know that condition, color, and mint errors can transform an ordinary coin into an incredible rarity. One reason the 1973 Lincoln cent attracts attention is its historical background. America in 1973 was experiencing economic uncertainty, inflation, and major political events. Coins circulated heavily through stores, banks, vending machines, and everyday commerce. Because pennies were constantly exchanged, very few survived in pristine condition. Most examples today show scratches, fading, or discoloration. Finding a 1973 penny in fine condition with strong details and attractive surfaces already makes it more collectible than common worn pieces. Yet the real excitement begins when collectors discover unusual minting errors or perfectly preserved specimens graded at the highest levels. A standard 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln cent in circulated fine condition is generally worth only a few cents to a few dollars depending on eye appeal. But uncirculated examples with blazing original red color can command much higher premiums. Professional grading companies carefully examine these coins under magnification and assign numerical grades. Coins graded M-66, M-67, or higher become increasingly rare because almost every tiny scratch or contact mark lowers the grade. A superb gem-quality 1973 Lincoln cent with vibrant red surfaces can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in major auctions, especially when demand among collectors increases. The biggest money comes from rare mint errors. Some 1973 Lincoln cents were accidentally struck with doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. A doubled die error occurs when the coin die receives multiple impressions at slightly different angles, causing letters and numbers to appear doubled. Collectors carefully inspect the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date for signs of doubling. Strong doubled die examples are extremely valuable because they are dramatic and easy to identify. Depending on the severity of the error and condition of the coin, values can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Another fascinating error involves off-center strikes. During the minting process, if the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned between the dies, the design may appear shifted dramatically to one side. Some off-center 1973 pennies show missing portions of Lincoln's portrait or incomplete lettering. The more dramatic the off-center strike while still showing the date, the more collectors desire the coin. Rare examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars because each error is unique. Collectors love these mistakes because they reveal the human and mechanical imperfections inside the minting process. One of the most exciting possibilities for collectors is discovering a 1973 penny with a dramatic wrong planchet error. Occasionally, coins are accidentally struck on metal blanks intended for other denominations. Imagine a Lincoln cent struck on a dime or foreign coin planchet. These extraordinary mint mistakes are incredibly rare and can sell for huge amounts at auction. Some wrong planchet Lincoln cents from various years have achieved values reaching tens of thousands of dollars. While a standard 1973 penny will not make someone a millionaire, a spectacular mint error combined with elite condition could potentially create enormous collector demand, and headline-worthy auction results. Color also plays a major role in determining value. Lincoln cents are usually categorized as brown, or red. A fully original red 1973 penny is much scarcer than darker circulated examples because copper naturally changes color over time. Collectors pay significant premiums for coins that retain their fiery mint luster decades after production. A 1973 no-mint mark penny, graded M-67 red by a top grading service, could be worth thousands because so few survive at that level. The difference between a worn brown cent and a flawless bright red specimen can mean the difference between a coin worth cents and one worth serious money. Coin collectors often search bank rolls hoping to uncover rare treasures still circulating unnoticed. The idea that a valuable 1973 Lincoln cent could still exist in pocket change creates enormous excitement within the hobby. Many famous discoveries were made by ordinary people checking spare change at home. Some collectors examine every penny carefully under magnification, searching for unusual doubling, die cracks, repunched mint marks on other years, or strange striking characteristics. The thrill of the hunt keeps Lincoln cents among the most popular coins in the United States. Collecting community auction records have shown that rare Lincoln Memorial cents can achieve astonishing prices when they possess unique qualities. While most 1973 pennies remain affordable collectibles, exceptional examples with perfect surfaces, rare errors, or certified top population grades can bring impressive amounts. Competitive bidding among collectors sometimes pushes prices dramatically higher because registry set participants seek the finest known examples for their collections. These elite collectors are willing to spend thousands to secure coins considered among the best surviving specimens in existence. The copper composition of the 1973 Lincoln cent also adds historical importance. These pennies were struck primarily from 95% copper, unlike modern cents that contain mostly zinc. Many collectors prefer the older copper Lincoln cents because of their weight, appearance, and classic sound. Rising copper prices over the years increased public fascination with Pennies 1,982 pennies. Although melting U.S. cents for metal value is prohibited, collectors still appreciate the intrinsic copper content and historical connection. These coins represent the story of Abraham Lincoln, adds emotional power to the coin's appeal. Lincoln remains one of the most respected presidents in American history, remembered for preserving the Union during the Civil War and ending slavery through the Emancipation Proclamation. His portrait has appeared on the cent since 1909, making the Lincoln penny one of America's longest-running coin designs. Holding a 1973 Lincoln cent connects collectors to decades of American history, commerce, and culture. Even an ordinary penny carries a story that spans generations. Many coin channels and collectors describe rare Lincoln cents as hidden treasures capable of changing lives overnight. While stories about million-dollar pennies attract massive attention online, it is important to understand that only the rarest and most extraordinary coins ever achieve those levels. Most 1973 no-mint mark pennies are modestly valued collectibles. However, the possibility of discovering a major mint error or elite condition example keeps the dream alive for collectors everywhere. That sense of possibility is part of what makes coin collecting so exciting. Experts recommend that anyone who believes they have a rare 1973 Lincoln cent should avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can damage surfaces and dramatically reduce collector value. Instead, collectors should store coins safely in protective holders and consider professional grading from trusted companies. Authentication and grading help confirm whether a coin is genuine, rare, and valuable. Certified coins also tend to attract stronger buyer confidence in the marketplace today. The 1973 Lincoln Memorial cent with no mint mark remains a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. Whether worth a few cents or several $1,000s, each coin tells a story about the United States Mint, American history, and the thrill of treasure hunting. From doubled dies and off-center strikes to glowing red uncirculated gems, the world of Lincoln cent collecting continues to capture imaginations around the globe. The next time you see an old penny in your pocket, take a closer look. Because hidden among ordinary change could be a rare 1973 Lincoln cent waiting to surprise the world with its true value. Next up, coin number 4. The obverse of the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB can be found on the coin. Abraham Lincoln's portrait was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making this one of the most historic coins in American numismatic history. The 1946 issue with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, meaning it does not display a mint letter beneath the date. Millions of these coins were produced, but only a small number survived in pristine uncirculated condition. Collectors pay significant attention to coins with bright original luster, sharp details, and strong red coloring because these qualities dramatically increase the value of the coin. One reason the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny attracts attention is its connection to post-war America. In 1946, factories that once produced wartime materials returned to creating consumer goods, and the American economy began booming again. Pennies circulated heavily during this period, passing through countless hands in grocery stores, banks, and businesses across the nation. Because most examples experienced heavy wear over decades, finding an uncirculated 1946 penny today is extremely difficult. Coins preserved in old bank rolls, forgotten collections, or safety deposit boxes can become valuable collector pieces, especially when the surfaces remain untouched and free from scratches or discoloration. The metal composition of the 1946 wheat penny also contributes to its appeal. The coin contains 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the classic reddish-brown appearance collectors admire. During World War II, the United States Mint experimented with steel cents in 1943 due to wartime copper shortages, but by 1946, the mint returned to the traditional bronze alloy. This return to copper symbolizes America's transition from war back to peace and economic recovery. Many coin enthusiasts enjoy owning these post-war cents because they represent a major turning point in American history, making them more than just pocket change when discussing value. Condition becomes everything. A heavily circulated 1946 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark may only be worth a few cents to a few dollars, depending on where. However, an uncirculated example graded mint state by professional grading companies can command much higher prices. Coins with full original red color are especially desirable because copper naturally darkens over time. A stunning red uncirculated 1946 penny, graded M-67 or higher, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Exceptional specimens with nearly flawless surfaces are extremely rare, and collectors compete aggressively to own them. Rare mint errors can push the value of a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny into astonishing territory. Error coins are mistakes created during the minting process, and collectors love them because each piece is unique. Some of the most famous 1946 penny errors include double die strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A dramatic double die error may show noticeable doubling on Lincoln's face or the lettering, while an off-center strike creates a coin with missing design elements. These unusual mistakes can transform a 1-cent coin into a collector item worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Especially if the error is visually striking and preserved in high-grade condition. Another exciting feature collectors search for is the famous full red designation. Copper coins are categorized as brown, red-brown, or red, depending on how much original mint color remains. A full red 1946 wheat penny with strong luster appears almost glowing under light, looking nearly identical to the day it was minted. These brilliant coins are scarce because copper reacts easily with air and moisture over time. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins retaining their original fiery red appearance, and some elite-grade specimens have achieved remarkable auction records that surprise even experienced numismatists. The history behind the Lincoln wheat design makes the 1946 penny even more fascinating. The wheat reverse design was used from 1909 until 1958 before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. This means the 1946 issue belongs to the final generation of wheat pennies ever produced. Many collectors attempt to complete full Lincoln wheat penny sets, and the 1946 no-mint mark coin remains an important part of those collections. Because of this demand, high-quality examples continue attracting attention in the rare coin market year after year. Some collectors dream of finding a hidden treasure worth life-changing money. And while most 1946 pennies are not worth millions, extraordinary examples can still command serious prices. Coins with rare combinations of exceptional grade, unusual mint errors, and perfect eye appeal are the ones capable of bringing huge auction results. Stories of collectors discovering valuable pennies in inherited jars, old piggy banks, or estate sales continue inspiring people to examine their change carefully. Even a single overlooked coin can sometimes become the centerpiece of a valuable collection. Professional grading services play a major role in determining the value of rare wheat pennies. Companies carefully inspect each coin for authenticity, condition, and surface quality before assigning a numerical grade. A difference of just one grade point can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars in value. For example, a 1946 wheat penny graded M-65 red might sell for a modest premium, while an M-67 plus red example with exceptional eye appeal could reach extraordinary prices at major auctions. This is why serious collectors often send their best coins for professional certification, and protective holders, many coin hunters and treasure seekers, enjoy searching through old penny rolls, hoping to discover valuable wheat cents. The excitement comes from never knowing what might appear. Some collectors have found rare varieties, beautiful uncirculated examples, and error coins hidden among ordinary pennies. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains one of the most searched coins because it combines historical importance, beautiful design, and the possibility of surprising value. Whether found in pocket change or inherited from family members, every wheat penny carries a story from America's past. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny reminds us that even the smallest coin can hold incredible history and hidden value. From its post-war origins to its famous wheat design and rare error varieties, this penny continues capturing the imagination of collectors around the world. While most examples are affordable collectibles, the rarest uncirculated pieces with flawless surfaces or dramatic minting errors can sell for thousands of dollars in today's market. So before you ignore an old penny, take a closer look. That tiny copper coin could be far more valuable than anyone ever expected, and it might just become the next great treasure discovered in the fascinating world of coin collecting. Next up, coin number 5. The history behind the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent begins with the famous Lincoln Wheat Penny series introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the coin became the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. On the front appears Lincoln's portrait, while the reverse displays 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent. By 1953, America was experiencing the post-war economic boom, and billions of pennies were circulating throughout the country. The Denver Mint produced massive numbers of these coins. Yet decades of circulation, damage, and melting have made attractive surviving examples harder to find today. Coin collectors love the 1953 because it captures a beautiful piece of American history during a transformative era of industry, banking, and economic expansion. One of the most important factors affecting the value of a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent is condition. In good circulated condition, many examples are usually worth between $2 and $10 depending on color, detail, and market demand. However, collectors become truly excited when they discover coins with sharp wheat lines, bold lettering, original luster, and minimal wear. Coins graded in mint state condition by professional grading companies can sell for hundreds of dollars, especially examples with brilliant red surfaces. A fully red 1953 penny with exceptional strike quality may reach prices from several hundred to over $1,000 at auction. The difference between an ordinary circulated penny and a pristine collector-grade example can mean the difference between pocket change and a serious payday. The possibility of minting errors is what drives many treasure hunters to search endlessly through old penny collections for the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent. Some rare coins contain doubled letters, off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or unusual metal imperfections that dramatically increase their value. A strong doubled die error or dramatic striking mistake can transform a common penny into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors carefully inspect Lincoln's profile, the date, and the inscriptions under magnification because tiny details can reveal extraordinary rarity. Stories circulate online and at coin conventions about lucky collectors discovering rare wheat penny errors in old bank rolls or inherited family collections. These stories continue fueling the dream that a forgotten penny could become a major financial surprise. Another fascinating feature of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent is its composition. The coin was made primarily from copper, giving it the warm reddish-brown appearance collectors admire today. Over decades, exposure to air, moisture, oils, and circulation changes the color from bright red to brown. Professional numismatists classify these coins into red, red-brown, and brown categories, with fully red coins often commanding the highest prices. Because copper prices and collector demand have increased over time, wheat pennies have gained even more popularity among investors and hobbyists. Many people who once ignored old pennies now search through jars and rolls, hoping to uncover valuable copper coins from America's past. The Denver Mint played a major role in producing the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent during a period when the United States economy was expanding rapidly. Factories were booming, suburbs were growing, and American consumers were spending heavily in the years after World War II. Pennies were essential for daily commerce, vending machines, newspapers, and small purchases. Billions of Lincoln cents traveled across the nation in cash registers and pockets, silently witnessing the rise of modern America. Today, when collectors hold a 1953 wheat penny, they are holding a surviving artifact from a powerful moment in American economic history. The coin connects modern collectors to the era of classic automobiles, early television, and the rise of post-war prosperity. Some YouTube channels and social media creators dramatically claim that the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Cent could be worth millions of dollars. While ordinary examples are not worth millions, There are rare situations where extraordinary specimens with unique errors, perfect preservation, or historical importance achieve astonishing auction prices. Professional grading and authentication are critical because counterfeit coins and exaggerated claims exist throughout the coin market. Experts recommend using trusted grading companies before assuming a coin has enormous value. Still, the excitement is real. Even a modest wheat penny discovered in circulation can sometimes sell for hundreds or thousands if it contains a significant rarity. That possibility keeps collectors searching every day. The front design of the 1953 Lincoln wheat cent remains one of the most recognizable images in American numismatic history. Lincoln's calm profile symbolizes strength, unity, and national identity. Around him appear the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date with the Denver mint mark. On the reverse, the wheat ears symbolize agricultural prosperity and American growth. This classic design remained in use until 1958 before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Because the wheat penny design lasted nearly half a century, collectors across generations continue to admire its timeless appearance and historic importance. Collectors searching for valuable examples of the 1953 Lincoln wheat cent often examine bank rolls, estate collections, flea markets, and antique shops. Some enthusiasts use magnifying glasses and digital microscopes to inspect every detail for rare variations. Others build complete wheat penny albums containing every date and mint mark from 1909 through 1958. The 1953 is especially popular because it is affordable enough for beginner collectors while still offering the thrill of discovering rare high-grade examples or mint errors. This balance between accessibility and treasure hunting excitement makes the coin one of the most collected pennies in the world. The coin market surrounding the 1953 Lincoln wheat cent changes constantly depending on collector demand, auction activity, and economic conditions. During strong coin markets, premium quality examples can rise sharply in value. Certified coins graded by services such as PCGS or NGC generally command higher prices because buyers trust professional authentication. Online auctions, coin shows, and collector forums continue spreading interest in wheat pennies to new generations of hobbyists. Videos featuring rare Lincoln cents regularly attract millions of views because people love the idea that an ordinary-looking penny could secretly be worth a fortune. Many collectors compare the excitement of finding a rare 1953 Lincoln wheat cent to discovering hidden treasure. Every scratch, mint mark, and detail tells part of the coin's story. A penny carried through decades of American history may have passed through countless hands, cash registers, and cities before finally ending up in a collector's album. That emotional connection to history is one reason coin collecting remains so popular worldwide. The wheat penny is more than currency. It is a surviving witness to America's past, preserved in copper for future generations to admire and study. As you finish examining your own 1953 Lincoln wheat cent, remember that even a coin in good condition can hold meaningful collector value and historical importance. While most examples are not worth millions, rare error varieties and exceptional mint state specimens can absolutely command impressive prices in today's market. Whether you are a beginner collector, an investor, or simply someone fascinated by hidden treasures, the 1953 wheat penny remains one of America's most iconic and exciting coins. The next time you see an old penny tucked away in a jar or drawer, take a closer look, because that tiny copper coin could hold a surprising piece of history and perhaps even a small fortune waiting to be discovered. Next up, coin number 6. The history behind the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny makes it even more exciting. The iconic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front was designed by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner, and the wheat ears on the reverse became one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. By 1956, America was experiencing a powerful economic boom after World War II. Vending machines, soda fountains, movie theaters, and local shops all relied heavily on pennies for everyday commerce. Because these coins circulated heavily, most became worn and damaged over the decades. That is exactly why brilliant uncirculated examples are now highly desired. Collectors especially search for coins with blazing red color, minimal contact marks, and exceptional strike quality from the Denver Mint. One of the biggest reasons the 1956 penny attracts attention is the possibility of rare mint errors and exceptional grades. Most circulated examples are only worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, but the story changes dramatically for coins graded in mint state condition. A beautiful red uncirculated 1956 penny, certified by professional grading companies, can easily sell for hundreds of dollars. In extremely rare top population grades like M-67 red or higher, auction records have crossed into the thousands of dollars. Coin experts constantly emphasize that condition is everything. A normal penny found in pocket change may not make you rich, but a perfectly preserved coin stored away for decades could become a collector's treasure worth serious money. Another fascinating aspect of the 1950-60 Lincoln wheat cent is the rich copper composition. Unlike modern pennies that are mostly zinc, this classic coin was struck using 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Many collectors love the warm reddish glow of these vintage wheat cents. When a coin retains its original mint red appearance without turning brown from oxidation, its value can increase dramatically. Some collectors even call these blazing red examples copper gems. Under bright light, a brilliant 1950-60 penny can shine with fiery orange-red color that looks almost unreal. That beautiful appearance is one of the main reasons high-grade wheat pennies continue climbing in value year after year. Now, let's talk about the rare varieties and hidden errors that make collectors extremely excited. Certain 1950-60 pennies display repunched mint marks, die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual doubling that can increase value significantly. Error coin hunters carefully inspect every detail under magnification, searching for tiny differences invisible to the naked eye. A dramatic minting error combined with brilliant uncirculated condition can create a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some rare error pennies from the Lincoln Wheat series have sold for astonishing prices at major auctions, because collectors compete fiercely for the finest and rarest examples available. The Denver Mint produced over 1.09 billion 1950-60 wheat pennies, which sounds enormous, but survival in pristine condition is surprisingly limited. Most coins entered circulation immediately and suffered scratches, wear, discoloration, and environmental damage over time. Very few people in the 1950s thought about preserving rolls of pennies for future collectors. That means finding a sharply struck, fully red example today is far harder than many people realize. Coin grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company have certified only a relatively small number of elite condition examples, which helps drive market demand. And value collectors also love the 1950-60 penny because it represents the final years of the classic wheat cent era. The Lincoln Wheat reverse design was used from 1909 until 1958, before changing to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. That gives the 1950-60 coin an important place in American numismatic history. Many hobbyists build complete wheat cent collections and need this Denver issue to complete their sets. Demand from collectors keeps prices strong, especially for coins with original mint luster and attractive surfaces. Even younger collectors entering the hobby are becoming fascinated by wheat pennies because they combine affordability, history, and the thrilling possibility of discovering a hidden rarity. One incredible fact about rare Lincoln cents is that tiny details can mean enormous differences in value. A coin with full original red surfaces may be worth several times more than the exact same coin in brown condition. Likewise, a sharply struck example with almost no marks can sell for exponentially higher prices than a lower-grade coin. Some collectors spend years searching for the perfect 1950-60 penny to upgrade their collection. Auction houses frequently highlight top-condition wheat cents because demand remains strong among investors and numismatic enthusiasts alike. In elite condition, these small copper coins transform from ordinary pocket change into museum-quality collectibles. There are also many stories of people discovering valuable wheat pennies in unexpected places. Old piggy banks, inherited jars, estate sales, flea markets, and forgotten bank rolls have all produced surprising finds. Some lucky individuals unknowingly spent decades storing rare high-grade coins in drawers or albums before realizing their true value. Because the 1950-60 penny is still relatively common in circulated grades, many collectors continue searching through large quantities of pennies, hoping to uncover a pristine hidden gem. That treasure hunting excitement is one reason the Lincoln Wheat series remains one of the most popular coin collections in the world when discussing big money values. It is important to separate ordinary examples from elite rarities. Most circulated 1950-60 pennies are worth between a few cents and several dollars depending on condition. However, brilliant uncirculated red specimens can range from $20 to several $100s. Extremely rare high-grade certified examples with exceptional eye appeal have sold for thousands of dollars at major auctions. Unique mint errors or nearly flawless condition can push values even higher. While claims of millions of dollars are usually connected to ultra-rare prototype coins or famous historic errors from other dates, The 1950-60 still holds strong collector appeal and can absolutely become a valuable asset in premium condition. The design itself remains iconic in American culture. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln symbolizes honesty, leadership, and resilience, while the wheat ears on the reverse represent prosperity and agricultural strength in the United States. During the 1950s, pennies like the 1950-60 passed through the hands of millions of Americans buying candy, newspapers, gasoline, and groceries. Today, holding one of these coins feels like holding a small piece of living history. Every scratch, shine, and detail connects collectors to another era of American life. That emotional connection adds to the excitement and passion surrounding wheat penny collecting, so before you ignore that old penny sitting in a jar or tucked away inside a drawer, take a closer look. A brilliant 1950-60 Lincoln wheat penny with strong red color, sharp details, and possible mint errors could be far more valuable than its 1-cent face value suggests. Coin collectors worldwide continue searching for these copper treasures, and the market for high-grade wheat cents remains active and competitive. Whether you are a beginner collector, a treasure hunter, or someone fascinated by American history, the 1950-60 Lincoln wheat penny stands as a remarkable reminder that even the smallest coin can carry an extraordinary story, and potentially an extraordinary value. Thanks for watching.